Hello and welcome back for another midweek Magic event. This week's event is Into the Future. Going to be using a pre-made deck utilizing some of the latest Alchemy cards. Took a quick look at the decks and a couple of them looked like they could be fairly strong. Think we're going to go with the Is It deck though, based on what I've played recently in Standard. We'll take a look at the deck real quick. So this is the deck here. It has a good amount of burn. Some of it can go to any target. A few of them are for creatures only. One of the cards that I saw in the latest set that I was excited to play, Phoenix of Iteration, expected to grow quite large, and it also has recursion out of the graveyard, so very difficult to deal with without exiling. Then there's a couple cantrip cards. We know from previous gameplay that the Resonating Loot is an absolute powerhouse. Kind of wish there were 4 of them in this deck. And then at the top end, we have Endorsed, which we played in a Storm deck before. It's going to put the Lightning Bolt into our deck, and the Lightning Bolt is going to have Storm on it. So when we play that, we're going to want to cast a bunch of spells beforehand and try and burn our opponent hell out in one shot with a big flurry. The Critique can also deal massive amounts of damage to our opponent. So the deck is looking to be quite strong, very aggressive. So we're going to jump into the games here and see if our hypothesis is true. All right. Here we have some early game removal. Mana looks pretty good. Unfortunately, we can't play Opt on turn 1. Still going to get the Verge down, I think. Up against Reanimator. We'll take out the bear right away. Unfortunately, this one has more toughness. So let's see. I think we can just play out our creature here. Teacher's Pest. Land. And they attack in. We're going to take it. All right. The Lash can take care of the Silver Tongue. What is this? Whenever this creature attacks, try and take that out first. That works. And then what's the other? Return this card from your development tap. That's probably not the best of us to take that out then. And we did this in the wrong order. So, bit of a misplay. We'll see how it affects us. Going to be quite annoying to deal with all this life gain as a burn deck. Opponent is deep in the tank. Pretty good. We're not going to be able to deal with the Silver Tongue very easily. Go for the bear first. Then we can opt. Don't want another land. Then we can play our Squall. No attack. And a Dredger's Insight. See what they return here. The bear, so they're still trying to build mana, or they just want to play out on curve. Here we could trade. I think we're not going to. We'll lead on Seize the Spoils. I think we get rid of the Steam Vents. Here we can play out a mountain. Can lightning the bear. Attack with everything. Play the squall again. I imagine they draw 2 here. It's going to be very difficult to overcome this. Our opponent is essentially going to be drawing 3 cards per turn until we figure out how to answer the Silver Tongue. So I think we might need to start holding some of our Storm Crows back on defense. So they can immediately draw 2 more here if they want. More recursion. Steal the shell, I think, is just looting. Well, that is an answer to the Storm Crow. We can do both. Definitely going to do that then. Get rid of some of these. We can even opt here. Don't need another land. Don't mind flow state. We'll attack in with everything. And I think we squall again. Puts lethal into play if our opponent doesn't gain. I think they need to gain, what, at least 2 life here. The pest can gain 1 when it attacks. No, there's more lifelink. It's also a blocker. Let's just pump the team, perpetually get +1 again. Mana value X. Mana value X. So they could probably even return the other Silver Tongue. We'll see what they do. This is a sorcery. Yep. Alright, so they gained the requisite life that they needed to stay alive. Do we... Yeah, as I say, this is just a free block. And the critique should do it here. Can just go face. Let me just double check. They're going to block here, go up to 14, take 9 down to 4, and then we'll have just enough. Another creature enters. So here we go. Imagine they'll take out the Gale Caller here. It goes up to 5. What a punt. Alright, I guess then we flow state. Take the loot and another flow state. Play out the loot. I don't know how I messed up that math. Down to 7. Our life's actually getting quite low as well. This time I think we have enough burn though, with the loot doubling up our mana. They attack in, so they're feeling confident. I think this is just going to be 12 damage here. Right at face. So that'll do. Good game. This hand is just fine. has a lot of our cheap interaction for the early game. We'll play out our island, pass the turn. No play from our opponent. Don't think we need another land at this point. We get one anyway. And then here, this is a sorcery, so we'll get Steam Vents down tapped. Don't think we need to take that out right away necessarily, but drawing Phoenix off the top means we will start to scale our Phoenix. All right, so what do we have here? It acts as a lord. They've got two of those. Pure of the Past is fine as well. So let's see. Think that we're fine playing out the land. Do we want to steal the show? We could. It is a good removal spell. I think we just want to get the Phoenix growing. Then we'll dump these two here. Hit for 4. This just adds mana. They are going to mill right away. And they have the mainlands to flash this back, I think. Just seeking a card. Grab a card from our sideboard. We'll start here. Another summit. Let's see. Not quite near casting this one. We may not have a creature in play. I think we'll take the capstone here. Then play out the coast. Swing in. With the Summit Fest closing ceremonies, we should be able to cast the capstone next turn. There's a blocker for our Phoenix. But they attack in. So they're trying to take the aggro roll here. Are these all spirits? Just one of them. And this is a toy. That must have been what they drew into. Don't necessarily agree with the timing on that. Start with the ceremony. Opponent is holding priority with something. Don't think any of these have any effects that could be played for 3. This one, discard a card. So that's what they're trying to do, is gain a bunch of life next turn. Don't want to exile it. So this will go up mana again. Play out the capstone. I think we'll cast both of these, discard the mountain, cast the Gale Caller, and then Here we can cast the other Gale Caller. We could cast an Opt and a Burst Lightning. I think we'll Opt first. We can come up with one more spell we can cast this turn. I think we have Lethal in the air. In addition to the Burst Lightning, that is. Burst Lightning is essentially a Lightning Bolt with the Phoenix, taking them down to 11. And this Opt will do it. Steal the Show is fine. Make sure we target face. And there's the concession. Good game. I like the way this hand looks. The Loot is probably the most powerful card in our deck. It's just the black-white deck. That's quite a strong card. Unfortunately, we don't have any way to answer it on turn 1. With our burn spells, we're concerned with scaling threats that can get larger than what we're able to deal with. Double strike, it enters prepared. Looks like a lot of problems. Don't think we want that. We're looking for lands. And then I think we just have to take out the Scorn Mage. Giving it double strike, having it grow and scale would be massive damage output. I think this one was also a pretty good card if I remember. Yep. Gets to draw a card for 1 life. And unfortunately, we don't have much to do with our hand. Flip into another flow state. Lash is probably going to be too slow. We'll hold full control here. Not that it matters. And then what do we discard? The Summit's pretty far away from being useful. I think that can go. Based on what I've seen so far, I don't have high hopes that we're going to be able to win this one. And that has flashback as well. They're just going to out-aggro us. Their board is too wide, and if I recall correctly, we don't have any board wipes. I'm actually pretty comfortable throwing in the towel, but I suppose we'll play out another turn or two. Use the Lash and probably take out the Page. That's their card advantage. What does this do? On each creature? Oh, that's busted. We're just going to lose. Not even going to be close. I think we have to take the blocks here. Down to 1. And then we just draw into a land. Not much we could have done in this one. Just see what's on top of our deck here. Another Phoenix, steal the show. Can't win them all. On to the next. This hand is slow, but we have the Loot, so I'll give it a try. We're going to be very hungry for mana in our first few turns, so I hope we draw into a few lands here. Alright, up against the Simic deck. I think we just play out the Falls and Pass. We missed on our first land. And then do we use Burst Lightning? I think we do, because if we draw into a land, we're going to want to use our Seize the Spoils. So our mana is going to be tied up. And we don't mind getting rid of one of the Impractical Jokes. Pass the turn. That also turned on flow state. Arthropod, 4/1, hard to burn. Good card advantage. I think here we're just going to get the loot down, and then we'll pass the turn. Scholar also benefits from X-Cast cards, I believe. It looks like it does the whole deck. Not a bad effect. So now we're starting to look for some of our threats. We'll start with a flow state. Phoenix is good, and then we'll take Opt. Get our Phoenix down. And let's see, this is only going to be 3 right now. That's not what we want to do. Probably can do better at this point in the game. We're going to be emptying our hand here. Get rid of the joke. And we could also lash something. Don't know if we need to. Just only goes at creatures. I think we can hold on to that. Pass the turn. 5 mana available. 6 if you count the cost reduction, which I suppose counts to all cards, so we really don't know how much mana they have to work with here. Depends what's in their hand. They skip through their attack phase. Are they going to give something reach? I think we start with the Opt. Okay, I did tap correctly. I just got to be careful with the auto tapper. Don't think we want an impractical joke. We will use the lash here. Again, let me tap manually, make sure it doesn't mess us up. We can steal the show as well. Let me just check what this is doing while they're making a decision. Okay. That's fine. And then this doesn't really do much. Let's see. We can do 6 to face. That's not enough for lethal. So I think that we continue. Don't want another island. Flow state is good. And then here I think we add red. Take the ceremony and another land. Could cast the ceremony right away. Don't hate that. Make sure to decline this. Then we could lash something. Won't kill it. Just go face with this. Could be for 4. Could also take out the Arthropod. Actually, we'll probably just do that. And then we can discard an island. Hit for 11. They're going to need a bounce spell for the Phoenix or a flying blocker. It's going to have to be quite large, though, to survive our removal. There is a flying blocker. Immediately gets to draw 3 cards. So exactly what they needed. Let's see. This is Ward 2. Should be able to pay for that, no problem. And then what do we get rid of here? Maybe just 1 land. And we get rid of a ceremony as well. You can use the critique here for 5. Discard opt. And hit for lethal. Good game. Alright, so there you have the deck. And I have to say, the Orzhov deck felt really difficult to go up against. I don't know if that was just based on the draw that our opponent had, or if that's always going to be a tough matchup. Similarly, the Golgari deck that we won against had quite a bit of life gain in it, which for a burn deck you don't really want to see. However, against the Boros and Simic deck, definitely felt like it was a strong matchup for us and what our deck is trying to do. When it comes to some of the Alchemy cards, the Phoenix was good. It was a scaling threat, but I don't think it was necessarily overpowered or anything. We didn't have any instances where we brought it back from the graveyard using a 5-mana spell. Then things like the Gale Caller, as long as you're able to continually attack with it and create more flying birds, can be useful, but it's quite small and easy to chump block, easy to remove with other burn or removal spells, so don't think that one's necessarily very good. And the Summit Fest Closing Ceremony, same thing. It's a 5-mana spell that adds 1 mana and draws a card. Pretty weak, all things considered. So I'm not really impressed with the Alchemy cards themselves, but the base of the deck, Resonating Loot, and the Critique, definitely very strong, as we've seen in Standard. So yeah, not much more to add for this one. As always, I'd like to thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more content.